Thanks for watching Lehman Racing Podcast. Please make sure you check out my recent episodes. They're pretty cool. Thank you for watching and thank you for the support and enjoy the episode.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lehman Racing Podcast. So right here in front of me, we got the Owens Racing crew here out of Jonesville, Michigan, correct?
Correct.
So we're live from Jonesville, Michigan here. And so we're going to start over here with this guy over here in the corner there. Just tell us more about you and where you're from.
My name's Tim Owens. I'm from Coldwater, Michigan originally. Live in Quincy right now. 9 years old. I'm Nathan Owens. I'm his son. Jonesville, Michigan. Started racing when I was 13. Gave it up for a couple years. Got back into it. Decided to drag everybody else back into it. I'm Wyatt Powell. I'm from Madison, Michigan. My best friend. I've been racing now.
Awesome. And so as far as it goes, what tracks have you been to and what has been your favorite one?
I've only raced Butler Speedway and Oakshade. Called Butler home, but I love Oakshade also. I've ran mostly at Butler. Traveled around a little bit. We ran Kokomo for the first time last year. Didn't do so well there, but really liked the track. We went to Montpelier Monster Mash. I've been to Hartford, I-96, which I do have to say I-96 has to be my favorite track just because of how smooth it is, well maintained. It is. It's a fast track. Some pretty good clean racing up there too. Definitely the payout is what really draws me in. If I had more of a chance to get out of work early on Fridays and be up there, I'd run there every weekend. I've dabbled into some asphalt. Not really the biggest fan of it. Cars are fast there. I've never been a fan of asphalt. Yep, we've been to Angola, Galesburg. We've been a little bit of everywhere throughout the years. I've only ran Butler. Never really had the opportunity or car run to go run anywhere else really. Hit the hot lap. Did destitute I-96. Destitute I-96. That was by far the fastest I've ever went on dirt.
I will say though, like the I-96 factor. I've only been there one time. You guys know how that went. Car wasn't in one piece, so it was definitely not a good experience for me. But I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a fast track. It was probably the fastest I was in a car.
Oh yeah.
But it's I mean, I want to return, but I also don't want to return. So it's one of those things.
Hartford is another fast track, but it is a long track. It is. You got to have a lot of gearing for Hartford. They shortened it, but it's still a long track.
Oh yeah. So what was your guys' like family legacy? Was there like a dad or an uncle that was in racing that kind of draw your attention growing up?
My cousin was racing, and he asked me to go along with him a couple times, and that's when I started. And I raced in the 90s, helped out with a late model and stuff for a couple years. One time we had like a 5-car team. Late friend of mine, Kevin Macklin, Frankie, John Mason. Daryl Hoover was late model drivers I worked with. And then I raced a couple of Dr. Butler. I ran that car down at OBD a couple times. Then when he was younger, we'd go to Butler to watch all the time, and we were racing RC trucks and stuff through the winters. And got to 13, legal and front wheel drive. Yeah. That was my main source of wanting to get into it. So it actually started out. We started running RC cars, and I didn't know anything about dirt track racing or anything, and I was young to explore it. But we were in the car one day heading to the RC track, and over the radio came an ad for Motor Speedway, greatest show on dirt. And I'm like, Dad, what's that? He goes, I tried to keep it away from as long as I could. I'm like, well, I want to go watch. We went and watched, and that's when I knew I wanted to race. Then I found out that he used to race and started seeing old pictures of his old cars and things that he used to do, and that just made me want to do it much more. Carry it on and be a part of it. And that's when I came to the point of after he quit racing, I never got the chance to be around him. He quit racing before I was born. And here recently, I got to the point where I wanted to live that dream. I wanted to be able to race with him and build those memories before anything happened to either one of us, especially with us being truck drivers.
Then the girlfriend I had at the time, she hasn't raced down at Oakshade, and we were talking to her, and yeah, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna sell the car. We asked how much. Take bring it to your dad. Give us the video. I think they got for it. Ready, Toyota Camry. Lowest pile of crap I've ever had. And I made him learn from that. He made it as fast as that car would go. He learned to get it. We went to the birthday race down at Oakshade, and he started dead last out of 30 cars one night, 57th.
Oh, wow.
He was the only car sticking the bottom because he knew he couldn't go fast enough to run the top. And he made what he got out of it. He got seventh. So we just kept moving up. We bought a different car the next year, and he won right off the bat, the feature that night, and led the points all season long until the last 2 weeks. He kept breaking the right rear suspension out of the car. Not hard. Finished third for 0.6. So, I'm the only person. Started coming around here.
Probably been 4 or 5 years ago.
Came over here around then. Helped him out. Went to a couple races. And kind of got out of it for a little bit. I decided I wanted to be a bull rider for a little bit. Realized, yeah, you're an idiot for doing that. Started talking to Nathan again, and haven't stopped since. Found my love for speed, love being around sport, love being around these guys. I'd probably be in a better financial state right now if I wasn't around him.
Wouldn't we all?
For me, it was Jim Slade, my uncle. Yeah. So basically, growing up, hearing about his racing stories, he stopped racing before I was able to go young and stop racing. But what actually got me into it was when Corey started back in 14. I traveled with him and I watched him race. Man, it's something I really like to do.
Definitely helps. Got motivation to want to do it.
When they say financial mistake, I should have that right on a sticker right on the dashboard.
It should be the whole theme of the car. Especially when you're building more than one. I've got 4 sitting here, and I don't know, my wall's been hurting quite a bit here lately.
So what was your craziest moment so far in your career? As far as like, holy crap, that was crazy.
I would have to say, first neon I ever had. I went into the corner, and I was doing everything I could to catch up. Went into the corner, and the right rear suspension folded underneath the car. The way those neons are is you only have the strut, and then there's 2 like half-inch round bars that go from the center of the car out to the hub. I folded that under, ripped the whole unibody out from underneath the car, stood the car up on its side.
Ooh.
I looked over and saw one rock. I can remember the rock to this day. And then the car set back down. I thought I was going over. That was the scariest, most memorable thing I've ever had while I've been racing. To this day, I have yet to I have yet to roll a car over.
Well, I know Wyatt over here has had some crazy moments. Let's talk about yours. Come on now.
It was my first car. It was a Saturn Ion, and the thing was,
It was a hoop.
The roof was gone because it rolled when I bought it, and it had a modified roof on it. And
Nope. We put the Dodge Neon, two-door Dodge Neon.
The modified, I ripped it off, then put the Dodge Neon on it, so it looked horrible.
If anybody wants to know, a two-door Dodge Neon pretty much lines up with the pillars of an 07 Saturn Ion four-door.
But I got to my heat race, and the thing did not handle worth the crap. And no matter what we did, it was not set up. And
Had all same side tires on all four corners.
coming into 1 and 2, I hit one hole and coming into one that's really deep. And all of a sudden, I had no steering, and I was weightless flying through the air going off the corner. And I'm like, this is going to hurt. Wham! It just was like this for about 5 minutes going, oh, that hurt.
Yeah. So, Tim, have you have any craziest parts in your career that stuck out from?
Not really. I mean, racing's racing. One time, I was stuck wide open on the wall, inside wall,
Back when it was still an oil-based track with a wall around the infield.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they took that out. Not gonna lie, because like that retainer wall still doesn't feel good.
You don't. I caught the one at Hartford one night. That's not good.
So, what would you guys say your proudest moment has been?
I think we both have to agree the proudest moment is being able to race with each other again. Being able to do something that we enjoy together to bring us closer. With us being over the road, driving semis, we don't really get to see each other very much. Racing definitely brought us back together since then.
Yeah, because I'll leave out tonight and I won't be back till Friday. I don't have no time to work on cars. That's why I quit racing. Being a truck driver, having a time to go cars. Be taking care of my car for me just so I can do it one more time.
Probably just the family that's created. I can forward it like my brother. Stuff hasn't been going the greatest, and I consider him one of my closest brothers or family than some of my own family.
I would say back is like, I mean, when I started Race Back 21, the family that that you create at the track is just unreal, and it's like, man, this will never have happened if we never went to this. So it's like it's a blessing in a sense, and it's pretty awesome to be able to just go out there with a bunch of family and friends.
It really is, because it also shows you the colors of certain
Oh yeah.
You can sit here and hang out with somebody all day long, but when it wants to do something, they don't want anything to do with it.
We've had 25 people out there.
When you show up and everybody that you know is going to be there is there, you know who your family is.
Right.
It's not even really a friendship. That's the way I come into racing community.
Right.
Is we're not just racing.
Right.
We're all one big family just trying to put on a good show and have a good time. Yeah, there's going to be some dirty racing and some arguments here and there, but the way I see it is we all come back. We do it together.
I would say, heck, I think I met you guys back when I first started racing. I know it's cousins.
Yeah.
But you guys pretty much became a little bit of a family too. So thankful for that too.
And no matter how much all of us at the track bicker at each other, it's hard.
We
all help each other out.
We've loaned out $100 parts before to get and all they say is replace it with us next week, and they bring it right back to us. It's like, that's what we're about. We got it. You got
That's how I am. If I have the part and I'm not using it, to get you out there, take it.
Especially if it comes to us help.
Oh yeah.
If there's something broke on your car and you need a couple extra sets of hands, we'll be right there trying to help you. We want to have a good night. We want to finish. Everybody does. And the more cars we can get to a local track, the better.
The track's dying everywhere. Know that.
Oh yeah.
Open night, my car went down with the engine, and he needed a tire. All of a sudden, I come back to the pits. I'm like,
No
where's
warning.
my brand new tire at? I'm sitting on my car.
He just bought a brand new rim and we just put a brand new tire on it.
It's so
And
weird.
I needed just a little bit more gearing. And I was like, I hate to do it. After he walked away, I snagged it off his car, threw a stock rim on it, set it back down, threw it on my car. He comes back just completely oblivious. And I'm like, hey, thanks. He goes, for what? But I needed a tire. He goes, what the hell? And of course, I go out for the race. Tire comes off of the rim. And I drove it back to the pit on just the rim.
Yep. It was such a good looking rim too, and now it's just all chipped up, tired. Don't know where that's at.
But he knows there's 25 tires in the back of that truck over there.
Oh yeah.
All he's got to do is go find the size that he needs. He doesn't have to ask us.
Oh yeah. So a follow-up question on what was said earlier. So what made you two get into trucking as like the career? I know you guys mentioned trucking. What made you get into that?
I did 20 years for Hillsdale Pool, and they closed their doors on it. And unemployment office came in at that time, and they had a list of new jobs to apply for that they would pay for training. So I went to truck driving school. I always wanted to be a driver in the first place. I've been doing that for almost 10.
And I pretty much got into it.
Right with me.
The way it ended up going was mom and dad got divorced, and we would have shared time. I would go back and forth, and when I wasn't in school, and it was dad's week, I would go over the road with him because it was something for us to spend time together and build a relationship. And I fell in love with it. Ever since, just seeing the open road, new scenery every day. It's not the same old boring job, stepping into a factory and looking at the same repeat the same cycle. And I ended up going to Mission Works at the time. Got a full grant. They sent me to get my CDL schooling done. Did the test, got everything done. Went out into the real world. I started over the road, but I've got two young kids, so it weighed very heavy on the mind. So I made the decision to try and find something close to home. And I bounced around a couple times here and there, but thankfully at the end of last year, I was presented with a very great opportunity. Actually, one of our sponsors, Garo Trucking, he reached out to me. My cousins worked for him for probably 7, 8 years, and they were looking for a driver. Family with a great opportunity, amazing pay, great benefits, and it was one of those jobs that you just could not turn down. So I took it. I couldn't be happier at the time. It's something new every day. Great people to work with.
So what was the most challenging moments you guys had, and how did you overcome perspective? Is there any like big challenges that you had to get over object wise? I know I had quite a few. So
I think for me, the biggest thing I had to get over was a little bit of my anger. Because if something happened, I wouldn't think about the situation. And it also tied in a lot with financial. Financial with racing, a big part of it. It takes a lot out of you.
I'd say I'm the same boat. I'm learning now how to step back. I'll put out on it.
Right? Yeah, it takes time to do it. Done. We hit it. We hit it this week before because Sam. So, I don't remember what that was, but I think maybe and not that big deal. Did paid off in the long run because he was able to get out the garage a little bit time during that when they were sleeping or whatever, and got a few things caught up and he's done, and went back and we had a really good night in.
It actually helped out a lot. We watched the video the day after the race down that night. Out of 25 cars started,
We would have been in it. But everybody needs to jump off every now and then.
Let's see. As far as I don't know if you guys heard or not. Like I was on the throttle podcast a while back. It was about a year. I think about a year ago. 96.5, I believe, up there in Bryan, Ohio, and I was telling more about the story there. Biggest challenge was just overcoming all the head surgeries I've had getting into this. That's the biggest thing. Heck, I still got the bump on the back of my head and everything, but it's been barricaded. It doesn't work no more. I've been running on my own, so it's like, okay, when they said that, oh, you wear a padded helmet, you'll be fine. And 5 years into it, here I am.
that's the biggest thing. Taking care of yourself, process.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, I do it sometimes too. Is I stress out over cars. I stress out over making it do a track, and I don't. There's times I don't think about myself.
Yesterday, didn't get to bed till 5:30 in the morning, and last night kind of a pain in the ass.
I was armed. Yeah, little things were like my trigger.
That was me the other night when he was out and out till 5 in the morning and he working on my vehicle, but it got to the point where I was a lot of it was stressing out and not getting enough sleep trying to work on the car. So I basically almost passed out in the shop and finally told me, go home, get sleep. I got this.
Best thing I do is I just turn some music on. I zone in. I like the once I start something, I don't like to stop.
When we first started this, I was gone in the truck, and we had to have a head gasket change. The head gasket, 14. I had my headset on my head on the phone with him. He had his headset on in the shop, and I taught him how to change the head gasket over the phone.
So I think that's the best thing that I could have learned in this world is just having the car sit, doing the little things to it, learning on my own. I mean,
How many 14-year-olds that can weld better than most grown men?
Right.
That was him.
Oh yeah.
it definitely helped me out when it got to the point where it was time to start looking for my first job, because I already had a wide experience with many different things, automotive, welding, and just fabricating in general. It definitely helped out in the real world. But my first job working in a factory was welding.
Took the weld test. The guy told him, "It's the best weld I've ever seen." What school did you go to? I think it was I learned myself.
And of course, I had to learn the cheap Harbor Freight flux core welders, like $100 welder that's just garbage.
Oh, I know. I had one. They're fun to cut well.
One second they're welding perfect, the next you're just burning right through, and the next one is just splattered.
Did you learn?
So, it's so like back when, I should say back when I first started into firefighting. Let's go back to that. So I started in firefighting. It seemed like that was something I wanted to do, which I'm still a firefighter. I'm still a volunteer firefighter out there. And so here recently, I got in with Department of Corrections, so I'm in the process of becoming a corrections officer. So and biggest thing was just the motivation of just wanting to become an officer, and that my good friend Butler, which unfortunately he's not here no more, but But he basically was like the biggest motivation on that because I just wanted to do something to make him proud. So, but
That's a big thing. Really thank you for the service you're putting in for us.
yeah, appreciate it.
That's something we honor too. The nickname of the blue car sitting behind me is actually Fallen. I did that car at the street. Those that serve for us, especially Billy. When that happened, we made a bunch of stickers. I paid for them out of pocket. Tribute at the fairground. Race car with us, and we gave away the stickers. I didn't ask for anything for them, just out of pure respect. And that's the biggest thing I fall into. Anybody that serves for us, we're always happy to help out, be there for them, and support them. Because my great grandpa served in World War II. 3 times with Purple Heart.
Passed away a couple years ago at 19 years old. Both my uncles served in Vietnam. My sister and her cousin both were North. Now, I had that one of the biggest fall in. I worked close with Joey back in Hillsville Pool area. Where he told me kind of shit. He left this job and area. It was, especially here close by.
Close by, I was at work in Lansing when I got the phone call that the situation was going on, and I told my fiance, stay in the house, just stay in the house, lock the doors. If anybody pulls in the driveway, don't answer the door. They take off running somewhere on the property, go downstairs, don't come out of the house. Don't be visited.
The guy that shot him was in the area on foot, running from the police.
Yeah, it was next to my house where they caught the guy, so that was pretty close.
It was only about 7 minutes.
I was over at Jones at work. I just got work. Gave me a call. Get here. Make sure they're all right. Got here and did the shot Billy. His parents down at the mom gas station battle. So I had to take her down there, and that was got. Wow.
Yeah, it was a stressful day.
So I know we kind of touched it a little ago, but was there a childhood memory that got you looking towards racing? I know we touched a little bit on it earlier, but I mean, was there like something like growing up, just going to the track in a sense? What kind of got your eyes towards it? Or
I think the biggest thing that drove my eyes towards it every weekend, the main thing I remember every weekend, sitting downstairs on the couch watching NASCAR race with Dad.
Got you that Monaco go-kart with a super big gas motor on it, throwing that around the yard for years. And I seen a natural driving ability at that time, 5 years old. Hang something sideways and not been out forever. Does race cars truck in the wintertime. Got his hand-eye coordination going quite well. He ended up winning, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 championships in the truck. Multiple races. We were past qualifiers. How many weeks in a row?
That's the biggest thing is consistent.
I don't know. Everything. I did all the stuff where drove. I would tune the truck so that he could overdrive it. I thought he was overdriving that gear down, so it went a little faster. And the better he was in control, he would lap everybody. And then one day when we found that car, we got that car, we went to practice. What did we practice at? Okay.
Didn't practice
We jumped right in it.
because I was working for Phil, who's also another one of our sponsors, Phil Storch Concha. He used to build doghouse out of reused pallets and crates. And at that time, when I was young, I wanted to do stuff in the summer. And Dad told me, I want you to try and find something to make a little money or support what you want to do. And so I did. Bill gave me a good opportunity to start out with. I went to work for him on a Saturday, kind of suspicious for the whole day. Normally, I would get dropped off and picked up at Bill's. Well, Bill told me to get in the truck. He was going to drop me off at the racetrack. We pull in there, and sitting at the front entrance of Butler is my dad, his girlfriend at the time, and a lot of my close friends standing around the car that had the number 29 on it, but it had my name on it. And he was just like, this is what you wanted. We're doing it. So I just got thrown right into it.
Heck yeah.
Never drove a car. Well, besides, the dumb stuff,
Up and down this road.
but I jumped right in it and went out for the first night.
Awesome. So, so going into what you were saying earlier there, Wyatt. So when was it? Did you have anything in childhood, or was it just when you first got in, like met him at the track? Just kind of just what got you into it.
He was hanging out around here quite often. And in high school.
Yeah, we grew up playing t-ball together.
Oh, okay.
So we were pretty close throughout the time in school. And I think the biggest thing was I would bring pictures to school and videos to show everybody. And we started talking outside school. And we both fell off for a while. And we both rode bulls for a short time there and realized that's not what we want to do with our bodies.
Right. Yeah. A couple of the rides were pretty good rides for amateurs, though. I thought you guys might have had a little future in it. And the pain started coming along with it. Everybody's head turned away from that.
After I got stomped on, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not riding handle.
That's when we really started talking. And friends with brotherhood.
So, what was your guys' like future looking like going into the season? What you guys wanted to? What was like how you guys wanted to go in this season compared to what last year?
Doing it together, we just want to have fun. Racing together. We're not worried about everybody else. Racing together.
Last year,
we haven't got the chance to do it except for one race and fell out. Yeah, you fell out. I fell out.
I haven't raced an actual race.
The bad part was the old man was all over him like flies on shift to start with.
I think the biggest thing for this season is last season I kind of started to throw myself back at it full force, but I was trying to stay as cheap as I could.
Right.
So a step
Falling
up.
on a budget.
Yep, exactly. Because these cars sitting behind us, we're not into them much more than $800 a piece.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're into them as cheap as we possibly can be, and that's what the class is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
These 4-cylinders were meant to be a beginner class, just budget to get people into it and want to have fun.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's turned into that point where
pockets are.
whoever got the deep pocket.
Yeah.
Well, we're $10,000-$14,000 in a four-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for this season is to at least show up and just have the chance. To at least finish, and it would be great if we could all finish 1, 2, 3. But we know it's a slim chance. But it's just the fun of being able to do it together.
Oh yeah. Fun of being able to be door to door going around the track.
Exactly. Especially feeling this one on my back bumper, giving me a little nudge.
He's like, "Come on, let's go."
My car was actually faster.
We knew it was going to come down to it. And I kept making the jokes to both of these guys because I pretty much built his car from the ground up this season. I helped out a lot on his car,
and I've told him everything how to do it.
And I told them both, I'm going to be the first one to put a mark on these nice shiny cars.
Yes,
And well, I mean, it's only made fault. But I made sure I put the first mark on that car right there.
So I guess
That's the best part for me is I'm driving his car. I don't have to take care of it. I don't pay for it. Park all you want. You gotta fix it when we get home.
So I guess we get down to our last two questions here. So was there any sponsors you wanted to thank going into this year?
This year we've had a lot of great people helping us out. Lake Pleasant Recycling definitely helped us out quite a bit. They gave us a full parts card, which that helped out a lot. We got the AU tire specials out of Hillsville. The tires are the biggest thing in racing. You can go through a full set of tires.
Oh,
night.
yeah,
And
yeah.
It gets very costly. So we've been very thankful to have them as a sponsor, to be able to help cover the cost of those.
Quite a few shoes throughout the year too.
Yeah. Darrow Trucking, LLC, they definitely overcame the expectations that we wanted for. That's definitely helped out as far as the cost aspect. We got Owens Creation. My wife is starting her own business as far as gloves, hats, stickers. She actually did all the stickers for all four of these cars behind us. Phil Storage Solutions out of Concha. He stepped in, helped out quite a bit. That was huge.
For me, the guy wanted to sponsor separately. Tackle construction that helped out immensely. Get hard to find hard to.
So one last question we'll go here is what advice would you give to somebody that is just getting into racing, just starting out, brand new beginner? What would what would be your advice to him?
I think the biggest thing that I would have to say is don't rush yourself. Take your time. Make sure you got the proper safety equipment. Make sure you're going to feel safe in the car.
Oh, yeah.
If you get in the car and don't feel safe, don't drive it. I've had some times there where I've got in a car and I was questionable on it.
Safety is a major thing in sport.
Because there was a young kid that approached me and wanted to get into racing, and I had a car sitting in the backyard. They were looking at it, they wanted to buy it, and I looked at him and I told him I cannot sell you this car. Somebody put the gauge in a square tooth, and I hated to do it because I know he wanted to get into it, and they were on a budget, right? Which most people are, but I had to look at it and say, would I put my son in this car?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. That's the biggest thing. It's just the safety. Take time,
Have fun. Just
enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
don't go out there all mad and feel like you have to win. Just go out there, enjoy it, have fun, enjoy the memories.
All right. Well, I wanted to say one last time, just thank you guys for letting me come to your garage here in Jonesville, Michigan, and being able to come out here and interview you guys a little bit. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And we will catch you next time.